I spent 100 days in Minecraft CrazyCraft updated. Hi, my name is the Jillsinator, and today I'm gonna be spending 100 days in Minecraft CrazyCraft updated. Now, please enjoy the video. The first thing I did was go into my settings to change everything to what I am used to. I realized that I didn't have Optifine, so I installed it. Then, I made a world and started punching a tree. I found some corn, and next to the corn was a snake, so I tried to attack it, but then I died. I respawned and made some wooden planks. Then I changed my keybinds so that I could zoom in from the Optifine mod. I walked into the woods and found a wither skeleton skull. About 1 second later, a killer bee or wasp tried to kill me, so I ran away. But luckily I got away. I found a little house and broke through the window and ate some cake. Then I found some coal in a furnace and I made a wooden pickaxe. I dug straight down. I found a cave and made a stone pickaxe to collect some iron. A few seconds later, I found a dungeon and opened a chest. I got this blue ingot thingy, and I tried fighting some zombies, but then I fell to my death. When I respawned, a herd of zombies tried to kill me, so I ran away again. As soon as I got away, I placed my bed down and went to sleep. And then my adventure began. Welcome to CrazyCraft Updated, Day 1. I walked into the desert to try to find some cacti. Then I saw a sleeping lion and ran away. Unfortunately though, I couldn't find any cacti. I saw a few rattlesnakes and ran out of the desert and decided to go mining again. I collected enough iron to make full iron armor. While the iron was smelting though, a few creepers spawned a bit further away from me, but luckily they didn't notice me. A zombie did notice me though, so I killed him. The next thing I did was make full iron armor and try to kill those creepers. I killed one of them and got some gunpowder. I killed a bunch of zombies and found a ravine, so I jumped straight into a water pool, but when I looked up to see where I was going, I saw a pillager looking right at me. I killed him and opened a chest. In that chest there was another wither skeleton skull, and next to the chest was a uranium ore. This ore is used to make the ultimate armor set, so I continued looking for valuable ores but couldn't find anything just as rare as that. So I tried killing a spider, but then out of nowhere a creeper came and killed me. I went back into the cave trying to look for some diamonds, because I had a plan which involves the Project E mod, that luckily was in this mod pack. Look at that! There it was! Look at this! I found some diamonds! Ha! Just kidding. You and I both just got trolled big time. At the end of the day, I found a bat and killed it. After that, this big centipede thingy spawned, but luckily he wasn't hostile and he died. Now that I killed that bat, I could fly by spamming the spacebar. I went to the surface, and since I could fly, I decided to go and hunt down a cloud pet from the inventory pets mod. When I opened the chest, a blaze spawned and killed me. But I was just fast enough to get the diamond out of the chest, so I respawned and tried to kill a tarantula hawk, but he killed me twice before I killed it. The moment I killed it, I found an army of brown ants, so I got the brown ant nest and went off. I tried changing into the tarantula hawk, but it turns out that I can't fly with him. So I turned back into a bat and found a dungeon with golden blocks and emerald blocks in it. And then I went back to try and hunt down the cloud pet. At the same time I was trying to kill a blaze so I could properly fly. I tried so many times killing a blaze, it became daytime. When it was daytime, I finally did it. I killed the blaze. But I still wanted a cloud pet because if it rained, I would still take damage as a blaze. So I continued looking for a cloud pet or for diamonds. I found a village with a temple in it. The moment I went into the temple, the desert lord spawned. I looked into the chest and took all the diamonds I could find and ran away as fast as I could. I continued looking for the cloud pet, and a bit later I found some cacti and collected it. Then I found another dungeon with golden blocks and emerald blocks and took all of the valuables that I could find. I found a cave and died through poison. Then I respawned and found a lava pool. I attempted to make a nether portal, like Dream, but for some reason the water spread all over the lava the first time I placed the water. Then I picked the water back up and placed it again at the same spot, and it worked. Can someone explain how this works or how this happened? Because I have no clue. And while I was making this script, I realized that we're on day 4. So yeah, day 4 everyone. So I went into the nether to pick up some glowstone dust and some redstone. I went back home and made the transmutation table and stored all of my belongings in there, at least everything that had an EMC value. I made some amethyst tools and went looking for a brown ant because I had a new plan, and this plan would be simple and genius. Basically, all I need to do now was get a lot of EMC, and then I would have pretty much beaten the game. And for that, I needed the duplicator tree. The only place to find the duplicator tree is in the brown ant dimension, so obviously my number 1 objective was to get there as fast as I possibly could. But there was one problem. The first time I tried to spawn the brown ants in, the ants wouldn't spawn. So I got bored of waiting and went to look for an inventory pet dungeon to find the cloud pet. I found a banana pet and killed another blaze. Then I looked to my right and found a sky village and took all of the valuable stuff. I went down to an island to place down the ant's nest, but then a big problem happened. Every time I would right click the brown ant, teleport to that dimension, it would give me a big text saying this. This part of the anthill seems to be blocked off. And after googling it, it turns out that this dimension hadn't been implemented yet in the game. But I didn't know this at the time. I thought that I spawned the ants in the wrong biome or something like that. So I went to a different biome and tried it again and got the same message. I had these things called claws, but I didn't know how they worked. I had another plan, because I remembered that the item that I was looking for also spawns in a different dimension. This dimension is the red ant dimension, otherwise known as the mining dimension. So I went into a cave hoping to find the troll diamond block ore thing. But I died by this thing and a lot of lag. When I respawned, I tried again to go to the brown ant dimension, but obviously failed. So I went into a cave hoping to go straight to the mining dimension. Then I opened my EMC table and grabbed a shield. Then I ate some corn and mined straight down and dropped into a cave. I looked around and found a chest and got the biggest jump scare ever in Minecraft. The chest tried to kill me. It was actually pretty strong. He stood no chance. Do you know who I am? I organized my inventory a little bit and made some miner's dreams. I'm surprised I still remembered the crafting recipe for this. Obviously, I know that. I'm the world record holder. I know everything. This was my plan to find the troll diamond block thingies to go to the mining dimension. After killing a bear and creeper, the cave spider, I found a dungeon. I left the dungeon with only one thing on my mind, to go to the mining dimension. A little bit later, I found a vein of diamonds, hoping that these were the blocks that could send me to the red ant dimension. But for the first time ever, I was upset about getting diamonds. I continued my quest looking for the troll blocks, mining a lot of valuable ores along the way. But eventually I found it, and then I went to the mining dimension. The sun was coming up. I found a little dungeon, and in that dungeon, you could cure a zombie villager. I mined straight down and used the miner's dreams, started looking for titanium and uranium ore to make the ultimate armor. I mined a little bit of diamonds and emeralds along the side, trying to farm as much EMC as I could. I went back up to the surface and it was getting dark. I made an amethyst axe and turned into a blaze and started looking for that special tree. On this adventure, I found and killed a pig and a rhinoceros. Then I went back into the mines looking for titanium and uranium and tried going to the brown ant dimension once again. And then the next day started. Today I found out that the brown ant dimension wasn't implemented in the game. So I decided to focus on getting full ultimate armor. So the first thing I did was make dark matter, the plan being that I could duplicate any dark matter block or uranium block with a certain special tree. I started off farming lots of uranium for EMC. Then I waited until all of my uranium had smelted. And I went back up to the surface to see if I could find that tree again. And the next day started. I started off today with saying, I won't rest until I find the duplicated tree. I found another dungeon with a lot of gold blocks and emerald blocks in it. I also found out that the brown ant dimension hadn't been implemented yet. I don't know why I wrote that down so many times in this script. Whatever. But I kept looking for the duplicator tree. I found a village and grabbed some carrots. And then I went into creative mode by accidentally. I meant to click F3, but then my finger slipped and I clicked F3 and F4 at the same time, kind of. I was very curious and decided to test if the duplicator tree actually worked. And to my surprise, it doesn't. The duplicator tree hadn't even been implemented yet. It doesn't even function, which meant that everything I'd planned was thrown to the wayside. I had a long think about it and realized that if the brown ant dimension wasn't implemented, the king wouldn't be either, and I realized that this was still in beta. I was pretty annoyed about this. I thought I wasted all of my time making this video, so I turned my PC off and watched some TV. After watching some TV, I talked to the Eliminator and had a new plan. The plan was simple. I was going to get myself ready for the day that the king would be added in the game. So I digged straight down and farmed a lot of titanium. Because titanium had a lot of EMC, I made a golden furnace and some golden carrots and started grinding. You might notice something in my inventory. When I went into creative mode, I didn't only test the duplicator tree, I also tested the function of the red guitar, but I forgot to delete it, so I went back into creative mode and deleted it. With a whole day of grinding, I made full ultimate armor. And I had just enough EMC left over to make a pickaxe and sword. I found a bit of EMC on the side, and I could make the ultimate bow. The only weapon I was missing was a red guitar, which cost me in total over 7 million EMC, which was a lot, considering that the full ultimate armor set was about 6 million in total. I also remembered that I needed a nether star. I remembered that I had 2 wither skeleton skulls, so I gave one of the wither skeleton skulls an EMC value. I killed the wither, but I withered away right after I picked up the nether star. I respawned back into the overworld, which meant that I had to go back underground to find another red ant. While I was looking for the troll block to get back to the red ant dimension, I realized that getting amethyst was the easiest way to get EMC. The only reason why was because the pickaxe I was using had a Fortune 5 enchantment. I found the troll block and went back into the mining dimension. Then I started looking again for titanium, but realized how rare titanium actually was. I even thought of a plan to get double the titanium ore by making the loot pad, but for some reason it didn't work. So I dug upwards looking for amethyst in the mining dimension. With the combination of the miner's dreams, finding amethyst was a breeze, and in no time I had enough EMC to make the red guitar. I also could make an ultimate apple, which is overpowered by the way. Then I spawned the Hercules beetle in and one-shot him. After defeating the Hercules beetle, I remembered that I was missing one more item, my trusty juggernaut pet. And like that, I was 100% ready to take on the king whenever it will be added. To be continued.